So if you watched my video last week, you would have heard me say that I'm taking a couple weeks off during the summer to just, let this heat wave pass. And here we are a week later, I got a new video out. What's up, everybody? Bandit back with you again with a very special video that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. If you watched my 5 games that I'm playing video a couple weeks back, one of the games that I talked about that I was playing and that I was really looking forward to, the I guess you could say expanded edition coming out, was Doki Doki Literature Club. Now, I can go on and on and on and on about this game. It is just, I guess overwhelming is a good word, in a good way. Well, I guess some people might find it overwhelming in a bad way, but I find it overwhelming in a really good way. And this past month, on June 30th, Doki Doki Literature Club Plus was released on PCs and consoles. There have been a few changes from this game, from the original game that came out in 2017, and we're going to get into all of that as I review Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the gameplay. So there's really not much to say between the two of them, the original game that came out 4 years ago and Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. From here on out, I'm just going to call it DDLC Plus because it's much easier to say. There is no real concernable difference in gameplay. It's the same game pretty much with a few aesthetic changes. Now, I'm not going to go into too many spoiler details because this is a game I honestly, it's like I said in my 5 video games that I'm playing video a while back. This is a game you need to experience for yourself at least once. Even if you don't like it, you should experience it at least once. But I'm going to try to keep the spoilers down to a minimum. The only real differences are a few aesthetic differences. Like there's one part in Act 2, thinking back to the original game, where there's an exchange between the characters Natsuki and Yuri, and they're just getting into it, bickering back and forth, and Yuri throws out an F-bomb, and Monika, the main character, well, I guess your character, the protagonist of the game, is the main character, but Monika, the main girl in the club, the president of the literature club, she says, like, Jesus Christ, just make up your mind. Well, in this one, they switched around to, for Christ's sake, make up your mind, so they changed that. And then there's a scene where, well, this comes beforehand, where you have to choose between Yuri and Natsuki, but every time you do, the screen gets closer and closer to your face. Now, in the original game, they just kind of left Yuri and Natsuki far apart, but every time you make a choice, they get closer and closer together. Now, that I liked. So there are a few, like I said, there are a few little changes, but the gameplay is still the same. It's not so much a game as it is an experience. So there are things that you do in the game. You make choices, you play, you write poems for the girls. So no real change. I still think the gameplay is really, really good. The mechanics of it are incredible. So from the last game, I still give high marks for the gameplay. But one thing that they did that I really enjoyed was the lore building around everything. So when DDLC Plus was announced, it was announced that it'll be coming out for not only PC, but for Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, Xbox Series 2. I'm ramping now. But I asked myself, well, I never thought Doki Doki Literature Club could translate well into a console game, because there are things that you have to find. You don't have to find them, but there are things in the game files in the original PC version that Dan Salvato just hid throughout. He hid a creepypasta story that he wrote 6 years ago. I guess at the time of the release of DDLC original, it was 6 years ago, so add 4 years to that. So 9 years ago. But there are things that you can do when you mess around with the character files. There are just little things that pop up every now and then. Like, you can manipulate the character files as well. So I was wondering how they would do that with porting it to consoles. And I got my answer as soon as I downloaded the game and started playing, because they put in this virtual desktop that was just a stroke of genius. It has everything centering around this thing called Metaverse. We'll just call it Metaverse because I can't. MES. Metaverse something starting with E systems. I will have to boot up the game again to find out. And all the files are located in there, all the character files, and they've added a lot of new stuff that you can find if you're on at the exact time you find these. I've seen a lot of people messing around with the time on their computer. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to mess anything up on my computer. So I just wait till the time indicated and find the files. That being said, I have finished the game. I've got 100% data. I've got every achievement, and it's only 1 or 2 games that I've done that to. But when you look at the other game that I got 100% achievement on, that being Batman the Telltale series, all you have to do is just finish a chapter. Boom, achievement unlocked. Finish a chapter. Boom, achievement unlocked. Oh, you finished the game? Hey, you got all achievements unlocked. Ooh. Ooh. This one, I had to find stuff on my own, and I'm not gonna lie, I got some help from Reddit to get some of the other stuff unlocked, and when I did that and got 100% achievement, I just, that felt so much better to complete that and get every achievement than I did with Batman. So I give DDLC Plus big props there for what they did with the lore building. It was just way to go, Team Salvato, way to go, Serenity Forge on that one. Another big thing that I love about this game from the original to this version are the characters. So from the original game's release to DDLC Plus, the characters haven't changed at all. Sayori is still your lovable next-door neighbor. Natsuki is still the baking enthused, manga-loving little spitfire that she is. Yuri is still the shy one. Monika is still perfect. I'm a Monika stan. I'm not gonna lie. I guess I told her. There we go. That's what I think about Monika. But they did something special with DDLC Plus because they added side stories that are unrelated to the main story. So they're more like stories of friendship and the literature club and how everything came to be. And I was saying on Reddit a while ago, because somebody put a post saying, I don't like Monika, I don't like Natsuki, Yuri, Sayori with the with the clown instruction meme. Just saying whoever says that is a clown. And I agree with that. I mean, there is not a character in this game that I hate. Maybe the protagonist, like, he can be a bit of an idiot at times. I even said that on my Snap story once, although I used harsher language I won't use here. But as far as the 4 main girls go, there's not one that I hate. Do I have my least favorite? Absolutely, Natsuki. I don't hate Natsuki. I really love her, and I think her side stories in DDLC Plus really redeemed her for the most part, because I just got the sense of her being this brat, pretty much, in the first game. But when I played through the side stories, I got a whole different perspective of Natsuki that I didn't in the original game. Made me come to love her more than I already did. Yuri was still the same, still the brooding, quiet, shy type. This is something I also said in the Reddit post. My 1 and 2 change between Monika and Sayori. Right now, yeah, I'm a Monika guy. But that doesn't mean in a little while that I won't be loving Sayori. And I mean, the picture you get after equals of the 4 members taking a selfie together, and the smile on Sayori's face, well, you can see it in the thumbnail. The smile on Sayori's face just wins me over every time. But I'm a Monika guy. I don't doubt it. I don't necessarily think she did anything wrong in the game, but you know, she didn't make the characters make the choices. Well, she had a hand in it, but she didn't, force them to do what they did. We'll just keep it at that so I can keep it spoiler free for the most part. So yeah, the character is still absolutely endearing, lovable, cute, and I so much about this game, so much about the characters that I could just go on and on about. But what did I think about the game overall? Overall, I loved DDLC Plus. I loved everything they added. I loved the slight changes that they made to the game, to the actual core game itself. It was still fun. It was still... I said on Snapchat after I bought the game, waiting for it to become available on the 30th, I said, I'm ready to have my heart broken and be traumatized all over again. And boy, was I not ready for that. I will say this, though, if I can get serious for a moment. If you have severe depression or anxiety, this might not be a good experience for you. I'm not going to lie, being somebody who deals with depression on a daily basis, it kind of got to me. Normally I say, it got in my head, got under my skin, but in a good way. And it's true, it did. I absolutely love the game for that. But it also got to me in those ways as well. Not severely. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here going, say I wanted to end it all after playing the game. That's not it. But I can see where some people would have a bad experience playing this game. So if you have severe depression, this might not be the game for you. So maybe you might want to steer clear. But again, like I said, this is a game you need to experience at least once. It is a mind trip of the most epic proportions. And if you love horror games, I know what you're thinking, if you've never played it before, you see these 4 cute girls and talking about literature and poetry and all this, and how is this a psychological horror game? Just play it. That's all I can say, is just play it. And I think with this video, I can finally give Doki Doki Literature Club the long rest it deserves. I cannot wait for Team Salvato's next game, Project Libitina. It's been rumored since the release of DDLC original, but I think it's time to just let DDLC go for now and just... No, Monika, don't look at me like that. No, please don't look at me like that, Monika. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. But what did you think of DDLC Plus or DDLC, or who's your favorite girl? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'll let you know right now. Whoever you say your favorite girl is, you're not wrong. I can't stand these people who are like, oh, Monika, best girl. Okay, you're not wrong there. Oh, Sayori, best girl. No, you're not wrong there either. Oh, Yuri, best girl. You're not wrong either. Natsuki, best girl. No, you're not wrong either. So whoever you say is best girl, I agree with you 100%. I love them all. Yes, I worship Monika a little more. Oh, maybe not worship, but whatever. But let me know in the comment section down below. While you're down there, be sure to check out the Redbubble store where you can pick up all your Irish Bandit merchandise, t-shirts, leggings, you know the drill. Whatever you want, you can find at the Redbubble store. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Monika would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, tap the bell and you'll be notified whenever a new video goes live. I might be back next week with a new video. I might not be. I don't know. I got stuff happening this weekend. So, well, actually, wait, no, not this weekend. It would be last weekend. But I might have stuff that's happening this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. But there might be a new video. There might not be a new video. We'll see. Okay, guys. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Oh my God, I actually made myself cry in that one.